Good afternoon. In this short webinar, you're going to learn the 5 steps to define your personal brand, how to generate confidence, and create your plan. My name is Ann Collier, and I'm here to help you brand yourself. This is a warning. You're about to do something that you probably don't do every day. Instead of your usual day of reading cases and hard work, you're going to have some fun. You have an opportunity to be creative. And I want you to remember that there are no right answers. And if it feels foreign and uncomfortable, you're doing it right. So let's talk about brands. What are your favorite brands? Think about this. Think about what you appreciate about your brands. What is a brand? Let's focus on that. It's the promise of a consistent experience. It's a clear, accurate, inspiring distillation of who you are and what you offer. Think about Starbucks versus Peet's Coffee. They're different brands and they say different things to you, although they both say caffeine. Having a brand helps you generate confidence, helps you differentiate yourself from the crowd. Why should someone hire you instead of everybody else that does what you do? It clarifies who you are as a solution. Which problems can you solve? And it answers the big why. Why should someone hire you is the same as why do you do what you do. At the end of this webinar, and after you spend some time in your workbook, which you can download from arudia.com, you will have developed your messaging pyramid. At the top of the messaging pyramid, you've got why. Again, why do you do what you do? Why should clients hire you? The middle level of the pyramid describes how. How do your clients benefit? Do you partner with them? Do you think strategically? You get results. And then you come up with 4 examples of each. That's what you do. So there are 5 steps to developing your brand. The first step is to establish a powerful mindset. The second step is to identify why. Third, you've got to choose your vocabulary. Fourth, you've got to define your mission and incorporate that. And finally, you'll actually build your brand description. So step 1, establishing a powerful mindset. So who do you think you are when you try to sell yourself? Are you worried that everybody thinks you're looking out for number 1? Or do you view yourself as a solution to a client's problem? What are your challenges in selling yourself? Try to identify those. What do you tell yourself when you're selling yourself? How do you see yourself? If you've got a self-limiting mindset, it's never going to work. Here are some common things people tell themselves when they're concerned about selling themselves. I don't know enough. What if you thought, I'm smart? I don't have enough experience. What if you thought instead, I'm a problem solver? Someone else knows more. How about I can figure it out instead? And finally, I haven't done this before. We've all had that happen to us, and it is worrisome. Replace that with, I love challenges. So in your workbook, identify what your top strengths are. What are your top 5 accomplishments? What are your points of praise? What about your talents? What do people praise you for? And how have you overcome adversity? What strengths have you relied on? Step 2 is to identify why. That is, why do you do what you do? And why should someone hire you? Remember that the problem with most introductions, when people describe what they do, is they talk about what they do. Think about Apple, for example, and think about this sales pitch. We make computers, MP3 players, and other products. Our products are beautifully designed, simple, and friendly. We think differently. Want to buy Because remember, think about this. Whether it's marketing a product or marketing yourself, you are in the position of selling yourself. Think about this. Lead with why. We think differently. Our products are sleek, easy to use, and fun. We make computers and MP3 players. Want to buy one? Which is more compelling to you? Remember that your goal is not to do business with everyone who needs what you sell. Your goal is to do business with people who believe in why you do it. Because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So let's go over some examples. I love to think strategically and then make it happen. How about I love to litigate and I love to win? I'd hire that guy. How about I love to solve complex problems? This construct of why, how, and what is discussed by Simon Sinek on his TED Talk, which, at least as of a few months ago, had almost 10 million views. It's definitely worth a listen to. Identifying why helps you clarify your expertise. What kind of problems you're the solution to? How can you solve clients' problems? And who are those clients? It also incorporates your values. Wisdom, success, authenticity, integrity, winning, loyalty, balance, hard work. Step 3 is for you to choose your vocabulary. What kind of words are you going to use to describe yourself and your work? Remember, you want to use those words over and over again so that people start to identify you with a particular vocabulary and with a particular brand. Are you strategic? Are you very responsive? Do you give them peace of mind? Think about it. So here's where the creativity comes in. How are you going to find the right words? Think of a product that you identify with. Doesn't have to even be one that you use. We don't all drive a Porsche. And I just pick a Porsche as my own example. But this is just a creative exercise in accessing a vocabulary that you don't always use. So think about it and go to your workbook. What products do you really like? What do you admire? What resonates with you? And then after you've just brainstormed some vocabulary, identify the ones that work for you, that you want to incorporate in your brand. This happens to be my brand. A catalyst for executives, step into power. Porsche is all about power. Discover a fresh perspective, get unstuck. Maximize strengths, minimize blind spots. These all incorporate values, what I do, that sort of thing. Manage stress and better self-management, exhilarating. And amp up performance is the umbrella that my workshops fall under. So let's look at another brand. This is a public affairs executive whose brand is Tide. Fast action cleanser, cleans things up. Now strip away some of the words that she didn't use and you end up with fast, action-oriented. Everybody needs them, not easily ruffled, stable, cleaning stuff up, and reliable. A perfect brand for a public affairs executive. So if you were a brand, what would you be? After this webinar, spend some time in your workbook. Use questions 28 through 30 and just brainstorm. Remember, you can print out plenty of copies and there's plenty of space on your computer. Don't worry about getting the right answer. Just brainstorm. Just get something on paper. Let's move on to step 4, define your mission. Think about your life purpose. Where are you headed? What would you like to achieve? What's important to you? And what's in the way of you achieving your life purpose? Now we're going to talk about crafting your mission statement. So many people make the mistake of being too literal. You want your mission statement and your brand description to be accurate, but you also want it to be aspirational. Don't be so accurate that it sounds like a little bit of a bummer. And this is especially true if you've just started to practice law. you want to think about, where do you want to go? What do you aspire to do? And here's how to think about your mission statement. I'm going to put these up here so you can see this. It incorporates actually who, your goal, why, what, and how. So think about this. You want to include what you want to do or achieve or become, the reason why it's important, and how you're going to get there and what you're going to do. So let me give you some examples. Mine is to be a catalyst for executives stepping into power. You can see what and how, who and the goal, and why. How about this one? To be a leading tax strategist and advisor and technician, giving CEOs peace of mind and saving their companies money. What and how, who, and why. How about this simple one? To harness risk and build value in energy. What and how, why, who, and the goal. All right, so now that you've been through this process, let's build your brand description and your elevator pitch. So here's that messaging pyramid that I showed you at the beginning of the presentation. Here's mine. It's to help you get unstuck, to step into power, to have what you want in your life. That's why. That's why I do it. Because I really believe that everyone deserves to have a fulfilling life and career, and I'm here to help you do it. Okay, so how do I do this, you might ask? I help my clients gain a fresh perspective. I help them build leadership and teams. I help them with better self-management. And I'm all about results. And I've got examples of each that I can pull out depending on what the conversation looks like. Let's look at my friend, the tax lawyer. Deliver savings and peace of mind is why she does what she does. She learns a client's business, looks for opportunities, thinks strategically, and partners with her clients. And she's got plenty of examples. So in coming up with why, it's your unique selling proposition. Think about this. What value does your target audience get from working with you? Mine is getting unstuck, stepping into power. Next in the messaging pyramid is how. How do your clients benefit? For example, partnering with clients, thinking strategically, looking for opportunities. That's exactly what you want in a tax lawyer. These are the keys to achieving your mission. Think about, how do your clients benefit? And then finally, come up with examples. And you can always brag or compliment yourself if you put it in the words of a client. What do clients say about you? Come up with short, compelling narrative bites. And include how you specialized. Strategies and techniques. What kind of programs and services do you offer? What kind of knowledge, relationships, or perspective do you have? And what about your niche areas of expertise? All this will help you come up with a compelling elevator pitch. So let's talk about how to deliver your elevator pitch. You don't ever want anybody to think you've got "Buy Me" tattooed on your forehead. After you come up with this wonderful messaging pyramid, do not, and I repeat, do not just launch into your brand description without pausing. Say a couple sentences about why you do what you do. Let other people ask questions. That way, you'll be sure to be answering the questions that are most interesting to them and answering their questions about what you do and how you do it. Let's talk about generating confidence. Mindset is so critical here. Again, do you think about yourself as looking out for number one or the solution to a client's problem? Spend some time focusing on that. Whenever you know that you have to be on, whether it's for a networking event or presenting or being on a panel, know how to create your best self. What do you need to do? Do you need to have a good breakfast, exercise in the morning, meditate? Figure out what that is and do it every time you need to be on. Also, dress your brand. Don't wear flip-flops to the office, even if you're going to change into nice shoes. It's really off-putting. So in creating your best self, identify what you need to be at your best. Could be that you need to calm down, you need to be more focused, or you need to be revved up. Then think about, who are you when you're at your best? What supports you in being that person? So think of 2 words that describe you: insightful, powerful, wise, unflappable, strategic, in charge. And 2 words that maybe are a bit of a stretch: centered, colorful, sparkling, joy, unforgettable. Who is it that you need to be in a particular situation to be successful? Once you get your 2 to 4 words, just say them to yourself before you have to be on. It's a way to get grounded, it's a way to get centered, and it's a way to get your head in the right place. So utilize your brand now. Figure out how you're going to use it. There's a plan in the back of the workbook. I encourage you to use it. Create your vision, create your strategy. How are you going to build your reputation? What are you going to do in the next 30 days? What are you going to do every day? So, for example, you could be doing lunches, presentations, phone calls. What kind of networking? You can email to follow up with people, and you can write articles. For more information, please contact me at ann@arudia.com or give me a call. Thank you for your attention.